How does it currently stand right now, Chris Brockman?
Yeah, who deserves the most credit for the Patriots dynasty? Bill Belichick, 67%.
Shaun O'Hara of the NFL Network, would you agree if you have a choice of Belichick, Brady, and Kraft? Would you choose Belichick as the most responsible out of all three?
No, I'd take Brady.
Yeah, because you're a player, and you know what it feels to be talent in this league, right, brother?
Well, you can draw it up. You can walk through it. You can watch film on film. This is how it's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
But to go out and execute it the way that Brady's done it. I mean, people talk, we talk all the time on NFL Network about, hey, this guy's really accurate. Brady is Joe Montana accurate like. And what that is he doesn't miss. Like, I mean, the yards after the catch, every single throw from Brady, these guys are on the move. I mean, it's so on the money. It's those little details that make him so good.
Yeah, and I forget with whom I was mentioning this yesterday. Brady's the best at not just throwing people open, but hitting them in stride. He's the best at throwing it in a spot when somebody's not open to draw the flag.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen that so many different times where you just he's like, I honestly think, I've never asked him, but guy's not open. I'm definitely not going to get this picked off, but I'll throw it there, and I think that's going to be a flag. And then boom, flag pops out of the ref's back pocket. It's unbelievable.
And it's always at one of the biggest moments.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, the Miami game comes to mind this year when they went down and they were over 11 on third down. But Brady doesn't have clunkers. Like he never has like just a bad day. That was maybe one that I could think of. But in big games, he's not off. He may have a tough series, but even when like last year the Super Bowl, man, Brady. I mean, how's he going to get out of this? 28-3. He's got another level. He can crank it up another couple notches. As a coach, I mean, you could, by cranking it up on the sidelines, it means you're yelling. I don't know if that produces anything on the field, but when Brady cranks it up another couple notches, it shows.
Well, on the NFL Network, Willie McGinnis is our Brady whisperer. You're our resident Eli whisperer. He's stopping by here on Friday.
Is he coming?
He is.
All right.
Well, he was scheduled to. It's not like,
He's scheduled to appear.
We don't have a contractual obligation, but he's scheduled to appear. What do you think the Giants are going to do with that position? With the second overall selection and Eli and Shermer now coming in, what do you expect?
Well, look, as you know, there's a lot of time before the draft, so I'm sure a lot of phone calls are going to be made. And even when you go into the draft and you say, hey, here's our game plan, with one phone call at that number 2 spot, everything could change. But I think when they brought in Dave Gettleman and Gettleman kind of looked at where are we at. And one of the things that Gettleman has said since he got hired is his number one job is protect the franchise. Well, to me, you protect the franchise by going out and winning games with a veteran quarterback that's done it before in Eli. So I think that's kind of where he's headed. I think Eli is the starting quarterback for the New York Giants in 2018. And I think that they're going to try to finally fix what's going on in front of him.
Well, how do you do that? You're not doing that with the second overall selection. What you're doing is you're getting either Saquon Barkley or you're going to get your next franchise quarterback that you think is the guy for the next 10, 15 years. That's what they're doing at number 2.
That number 2 pick, I mean, Barkley, to me, that would be a slam dunk. That immediately helps your offense, but you still got to have somebody blocking for him. So, look, I think that's where the biggest question is, do we trade back? Do you get a couple more pieces for the franchise and protect Eli? Look, the Vikings did a good job fixing their offensive line. They were awful a year ago, and this past season they brought in Remmers, they brought in Riley Reif, drafted Elfline. So you can do it. You don't have to go overboard. You could even, just sign a guy from the Cleveland Browns who was an undrafted free agent. Sometimes that helps too.
That would be from back in the day.
You don't have to go to the first round to find offensive linemen.
Sure. In a couple minutes I have left here with Shaun O'Hara here on the Rich Eisen Show. What do you think happens in this game Sunday, sir? What do you think?
I wish I knew. I mean, we can make a lot of money together.
I don't know what you mean when you say something like that.
You and me, Shaun, can make.
I think the Eagles are a better team. I think when you look at the talent, offensively, you can go down the board. The offensive line, I think the Eagles' O-line is better. I think the collection of receivers for Philly, probably the real toss-up is Gronk versus Ertz. But then defensively, I think Philly, their defense is even better than Jacksonville's. That being said,
really? Okay.
I can't bet against Brady. So I think Brady.
So is it really like the Eagles are better? Yeah. The Eagles have a better defense than the team that totally confused them for the first, what would that be, 3.5 quarters of the game.
Yeah.
and they have a coach that I think is maybe a little bit more equipped to have a quarterback relationship better than what Marrone and obviously Bortles was doing.
Yeah.
But Brady's just so good that flips the whole field, flips the whole script.
I mean, we were just talking about how he is the perfect weapon. You know, he's Jeff Speakman. Like you just, I mean, he can't. You really, there's only one way to stop him. I mean, and we all know that recipe. You got to hit him. I think the thing that's interesting to me, I think Jim Schwartz is going to be more aggressive. When you look at Jacksonville in the second half, they played a lot more zone.
Well, you blitz Brady, you're doing him a favor, though, right? I mean, you're doing him a favor.
I think even if he completes a pass, if you can hit him, it's worth it. So if you can bring some pressure, and safety pressure has kind of bothered them on first and second down. So that would kind of be my answer. And I think Calais Campbell was a non-factor in that game. So you got to give credit. The Patriots tackles, I mean, Cameron Fleming, their third-string right tackle, played in that game. And he played well. And Nate Solder's having an unbelievable year. Great story for Nate Solder. I'm sure Brock knows all about it. He's going to be an unrestricted free agent this offseason. So he's had a big year. That's going to be a great match.
So maybe the Giants go and do that. And just before I let you go, and Kurt Warner's joining us in just a moment.
Yeah, K-Dub.
I do have to thank you. Look, I don't mind being wrong on this show, as you know. I will always raise my hand. I was wrong. We reviewed my hot takes from the football season. I don't mind.
Those were great.
But I was thinking of taking the Giants to win the NFC and be in this building until I walked in. And I told you that. Remember that in the preseason?
I do remember. I think I was at a Legends lunch that you were busting my chops.
No.
about.
It was in the green our green room. What do you want to call it? Our locker room. And I said, I'm thinking of taking the Giants. And you're like, with that offensive line, which offensive line are you talking about? And I'm like, okay. And I got off the Giants.
Yeah. Everybody was picking them to win the division. Yeah. How crazy is that? I mean,
it turns out pretty damn crazy based on what we saw.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on, brother. I'll see you later on the rest of this week. Check out Shaun O'Hara on the NFL Network all week long. Again, the NFL Playbook Super Bowl 52 special, 6 p.m. Eastern. You can check him that on Wednesday and then on Super Sunday, part of the 8.5-hour extravaganza.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.